Hi, thanks for joining me. So, doing a little different this time, we're just going to do a single cut. The main reason being that I lost a stick of RAM in my computer, so I'm having a really hard time editing video, which is a big bummer. But I just wanted to go over my PlayStation 4 collection. Just doing an update. I did one of these videos last year. So now that we're getting towards the end of the year, I wanted to do a little follow-up on that. Probably update my Vita collection and 3DS collection, and do like an end of the year kind of like, the games I played, which is not going to be a whole lot, unfortunately. But to start off with here, I do have an addendum from my last video from last year. I'd forgotten to include Omega Quintet. This is a game that I had for the system back then. Not one that I played a lot of. One of my friends played more of it. He liked it, although I think he had some issues with it getting, I don't know, a little tedious or grindy or something near the end maybe. But anyway, Omega Quintet. Yeah, so this was actually a gift from the same friend here for Christmas last year. This is Deception 4, the Nightmare Princess. It's I talked a little bit about Deception before. It's a really cool series, and as far as I know, it's essentially like the same game that was released on the PlayStation 3, but with some extra content. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I would think of this almost more like a an Ultimate Edition with like the DLC added kind of a thing. Even though I don't think Nightmare Princess was DLC for the previous game, but this basically includes the whole first game and just like a little extra stuff. So I have played this some. It's definitely cool. I haven't gotten very far in it. Next up, a game that I did play quite a lot of this year. This is Dead or Alive Xtreme 3 Fortune. And this game is great. If you like the girls from Dead or Alive, if you like the idea of playing a bunch of mini games with them on an island, this is like, it's way more structured, I would say, in terms of you've got like these missions and you have this owner mode in this game than the previous games were, and I think it really makes the game a lot more playable. The previous games, were a lot of fun, but they turned into these really big grind fests, and this one I think just it brings enough new to the table that it makes it fresh, and it makes it a much better game. It is unfortunately missing some of the content that was pretty fun in the previous versions, like the jet ski, but I think that the improvements they made in this more than make up for that. And they did add some new stuff like the rock climbing and new characters, so a lot of really cool stuff brought to the table in this iteration of the game, and I'm just so glad that this came out, even though it wasn't released in the West. We were able to import this and still play it. Next we have Knights of Azor. This is, what is it, Yoru no Naikuni? Yoru no Naikuni, yeah. In Japanese, which is like a land without night, basically. And yeah, I haven't played this at all, which is a real bummer because I was pretty excited to pick this up. I don't know a lot about it, but it's Gust doing like not an Atelier game, and it has it's like an action RPG. It looks pretty cool. I know Cornmuffin played this, and I think he said it was pretty cool. So definitely something I'm really glad came out here. It's gone down in price, so you can pick this up used now. I got a deal on this new just because I got the like Gamers Club unlocked through Best Buy. So really looking forward to checking this out. I just haven't really made the time yet this year. Another one you guys have already seen me show off. This is No Man's Sky. I'm not going to go on about this much. I know people dislike my videos when I say good things about this. They did do a patch just recently, a big update that has a bunch of new content, so I'm pretty interested in checking that out. But I played quite a bit of this. I may have gotten my fill, but I could see myself going back to this and putting a little more time into it. Definitely a fun, interesting game. Next is Nitro Blasters. What is this? Heroines Infinite Duel. This is another game I think that's kind of right up my alley. Versus fighters aren't really my forte, but I do enjoy them, especially when they're by Xamu, like this is. I believe I've mentioned before incorrectly that I thought this was developed by Arc System Works, but it's definitely Xamu. They're the people that did like Aquapazza and the Arcana Heart series and things like that. So they definitely have a lot of experience, and I like the games that they've made previously. And this just has a whole bunch of like anime heroines in it, which is cool. You know, you've got like even just Sonico, Super Sonico, the Nitro Plus mascot. I think is worth the price of admission right there. So anyway, definitely a really cool game. I haven't played it though, so I'm looking forward to checking that one out. Same with this, unfortunately. Touhou Genso Rondo Bullet Ballet. Now, this is very similar and technically in the same series, I think, with. It was called Wartech here, I believe, published by Ubisoft, but it's a Japanese game that they just localized. Senko no Ronde, or Rond. And it's basically just like a versus bullet hell. So you're essentially playing like you know, versus fighter, but you're playing like two like bullet ships. So I think it fits in really well with Touhou. I don't know a lot about Touhou, but you know, the characters are cute, and it seems like kind of just a fun way to be introduced to the characters in this series a little bit in like a you know, a gameplay format that I've played before. It's not like, I mean, the Wartech is not the greatest game ever, but they're interesting. So I was really happy to pick this up. It also was like kind of a budget title, so I really think that's a win-win there. Speaking of budget titles, though, these next two games were on the shelf, and I was looking at them for months and months, and finally I bit when I had noticed that both of these games came down in price a lot. I think they'd pretty much come down to like essentially $20 each. So we're talking Arslan, the Warriors of Legends. Of course, this is a Warriors game, you know, put out or developed by Omega Force, and it's based on Heroic Legend of Arslan. I guess they have a new series, maybe, for it, so that's cool, I guess. I haven't seen it, and honestly, it's one of those old anime, along with things like Legend of Galactic Heroes and stuff, that I just never saw. I saw a lot of anime back then, too, but some of those big series I missed out on. Now, yeah, you know, I haven't played this one either, but I got a great deal on it, so I couldn't pass it up. It was basically, with the Gamers Club Unlocked, that knocked money off, plus I think I had some credit for returning something, and I think I had a certificate, so I essentially got this game for $8, which is crazy, so I was really glad to get such a great deal on that. At the same time, you know, for $8 as well, it was all like, I guess $19 total, was Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. Really glad to have this as well. This is one that I picked up because it was, I think, Sega CD Universe Vampire Mike's Game of the Year for 2015, I guess, since we probably haven't done Games of the Year for 2016 yet, and I was just really interested in it. I never played the old series. I guess this is essentially like a computer RPG, sort of like one of those top-down isometric, you know, Baldurs Gate style games in the vein of Fallout, I guess, the original Fallout 1 and 2. So, you know, I'm completely new to this franchise, but you know, I do like games like that. I think they're pretty neat. So I mean, if this was his Game of the Year, it can't be all that bad. So especially for $8, you know, hopefully one of my 2016 pickups that I will at least get to in 2017. But another game that I probably played, you know, the most of this year, aside from Dead or Alive Xtreme 3, at least on the PlayStation 4, is Dead Rising. And this, you guys know, is my favorite game of all time. I wasn't really planning to pick this up on the PlayStation 4 at first, but you know, the more I thought about it, I'm like, man, how can I resist? You know, I essentially got an Xbox 360 specifically so I could play this game again, and you know, the 360 since then has become kind of a shoot 'em up system for me, and it's also, you know, I have actually a pretty big 360 library now, so yeah, so I felt okay picking this up on the PlayStation 4 and kind of revisiting it on that, and just so much fun. I have almost platinumed this game. I got the two trophies that are kind of really hard to get. At least they were on the 360. They're a little bit easier on the PlayStation 3 just because of how like suspending your game works, but yeah, you know, I basically just have one trophy left to get on this, and I'll have a platinum on it. Amazing game. I'm thinking about doing another video on this to just kind of talk about like really why this game is so good and like what I really like about it. If you guys are interested in seeing that, you know, let me know. But yeah, those are my updated PlayStation 4 games in my collection. If you guys want to see the rest of the games in my collection, I don't think I've gotten rid of any of them. They're all in my previous video. I'll put a link to that down in the description. And that's it. Hope you guys are looking forward to my new videos, and you know, I hope I'll see some of your guys' PlayStation 4 updates here coming up. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join me again. Take care.